Okay, here's an example of how sometimes people don't fully think through what they do. So someone replaced this brace here, which the jack stands attached to this. Okay, this is simply a piece of plywood. Okay, well, that's not even the problem. I went to loosen these screws and the back two came off, as you can see. Can you see? The back two came off, but these front two won't come off because they've been in there for like forever. And if you go inside, they just spin. You can't get them off. So let me show you what. So inside is these flat head bolts with no washers, nothing underneath them. And they were just going through the plywood, and that's what those jack stands were being held on. And of course it had, the brace going up the side. But totally didn't like that idea. Well, the problem is, since they're so old and they're down in there, you cannot get any type of grip on these. It's just like they're sunk down in the wood. And so if you look at the bottom side of the wood, thought I'm just not going to waste any more time on that, because I'm just going to go ahead and cut this piece of wood out, because this is the other end of it. I was just hoping to get the jack stand off and be able to get it off in a more orderly fashion, but like I said, that's just not going to work. So this is the other end. It obviously needs to be replaced anyway, so we'll just take the whole thing out. And if you look, the funny thing is they took the time to replace the wood here and the wood here. This new piece is stripping over it, but I don't know if it was because those jack stands that they didn't, or because this piece runs underneath the stove that they didn't. I'm not sure why, but they really they should have, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut this out and see where we get. Once I got that piece of siding off I was trying to get off, the jack stand was loosened enough to do it. You'll see. This is what, because this wood is rotted in here, you can see. So they put a little piece of metal in there to keep it from pulling the screws through. So I think that's probably what was causing the problem, why I couldn't get it loose. So let me show you the water damage in here. See? So this is all going to come off. I'm going to take a good look at what's in there, and then I'll have a lot better idea of what I'm working with here. There you have it. That's what was underneath the siding. I think this whole front side here, yeah, look at that. That's just completely rotted through. So the metal is in good condition. So I'm trying to save the metal wherever I can. But unscrew this window. The guy had just put that window back in, but obviously he didn't bother to look and see what was underneath all this. So and here's what it looks like from the inside. Pretty amazing. Okay, so now it's just basically, I'm gonna rip out everything that's rotted. Here we go. It's like, looks like new here, gets to here, and it's all rotted out. This is where the propane tank sits, in here. I don't know. It's almost like the more I dig, the more I find. Maybe I should just stop digging, because this goes pretty far up in here. Looks like that's all going to have to be redone. Oh, what fun. Here we've hit another bolt. I don't know why they did them all like this. They didn't put a washer or anything in it to keep it from pulling through the wood on the bottom, as the wood would rot out. So I guess I just didn't think about it. They put washers on the top, but not on the bottom. So as they got old and it started, decaying and stuff, the bolts just don't want to come loose. They just turn and turn and turn. And since there's nothing to grab them with underneath, I'm just going to use a hacksaw and cut it off and get it out that way. There we go. Literally took like less than a minute to put the hacksaw to it, and instead of wasting all that time trying to get it loose. Otherwise, this is just a small portion of the rotted wood and nasty stuff that I've pulled out so far. Like I said, the metal is good, so definitely going to be able to use that again. I'm going to have to pretty much reframe the majority of it from what it looks like, so we'll go from there. Always a fun project.